House District 47, which spans Otero County, Pueblo County, and Fremont counties, has the person who was working state House, the House District 47, was Clarice Navarro. She's working for the Trump administration, so now the Republicans in Otero, Fremont, and Pueblo counties the Republicans chose a different person, and they picked Judy Rydberg of Swink. Now, Judy Rydberg of Swink, she says she wants to bitch slap Barack Obama and everybody who voted for him. So she would be the same hypocrite that would be pissed off about that lady with the "fuck you, Trump, and all you who voted for him," even though that's expressing the exact same sentiments that she's expressing. Judy Rehyer, she had previously served 10 years as the Otero County, Colorado Republican Party chair, and she spent a lot of it making a bunch of racist posts on her Facebook page. Now, she is claiming the mantle of defending white supremacy, white people, and yet look at her. Just look at her. She doesn't even look like a white European, maybe Estonia or Kazakhstan. And Estonia, Belarus, and Kazakhstan, they all have universal health care, which she's opposed to. So if we were just to take her on her word that she's this huge Trump supporter, well, the so-called tax cuts only cut the 1% taxes. The middle class are going to see a raise in your taxes. You'll not be able to deduct the state taxes you pay. You won't be able to deduct the mortgage interest or the student loan interest. You won't be able to deduct your medical expenses. You won't be able to deduct charitable. Her eyebrows, I mean, are her eyebrows painted on? Those don't look natural. Those aren't normal eyebrows. And that jacket, she looks like an alien. She looks like an alien, a psychotic, morbidly racist alien. So let's go on with other things that she said. This isn't the only thing. Judy Rehyer of Swink, selected by the Colorado Republican Party to fill a seat in the Colorado House of Representatives District 47, left vacant when Representative Clarice Navarro took a job with the Trump administration. So she has unmistakable dog whistles to her white supremacist Confederate flag waving fan club, and she should be more in tune. Republican Coloradans should cherish their proud tradition of having such distinguished leaders as Ralph Carr, John Love, and Norma Anderson. But she says Michelle Obama is evil personified. It's ironic that Judy Rehyer would be against all the immigrants when she's an alien. She's not even from planet Earth. So she said a lot of things. So let's get through this list of bullshit that she said. But essentially, white Irish slaves were treated way worse than blacks and all the other races in the United States. When was the last time you heard an Irishman bitching about how the world owes them a living? You won't. The Irish aren't pussies looking for free shit. And then there's people saying yes, and then there's a bunch of vitriolic commenters underneath of it. Eventually she apologizes it, but she goes, you know what, I'm a fighter and I won't back down from the hate-filled left-wingers. And then she bitches about the vicious political atmosphere filled with division and strife. So she'll bitch. She has nothing to bitch about, but she's bitching. And Irish weren't treated worse, but they're just a small... The comparison isn't really a fair comparison. Black folks, it was the worst slavery in all of humankind. And so the Irish slaves were treated badly when they were slaves, but they weren't slaves for long. So Judy Rehyer reignited doubts about Obama being born in the U.S. And, of course, the Democrats and the black folks are the real racist. Judy Rydberg Rehyer, her past Facebook post, she said Obamas were just squatters in the White House. So even it makes me think about Malcolm X's joke, what do you call a black man with a PhD? The N-word. That's what white supremacists think about. So it doesn't matter that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama got to the most powerful White House, right? The most powerful chair, the most powerful position ever. They're just squatters. To Judy Rehyer, they're just squatters. Why are they squatters? Is Trump a squatter now? Obama faked his birth certificate. That's what she is claiming. Said that author Toni Morrison hated whites, and she wondered why Muslims come to our country and called Michelle Obama evil personified and one of the biggest racists to ever live. She didn't even, one of the biggest racists. She has poor grammar. She doesn't know how to write correctly. So she's going along with this birtherism. Even Trump said it wasn't true, but not Judy Rehyer. Judy Rehyer is holding strong. She knows it's bullshit. So there's a real birth certificate. There's newspaper archives, but she don't care about the evidence. It's never been proven he was born in the U.S. 6 months later, they conjure up a birth certificate, and we're all supposed to fall for it. It would take me 5 minutes to come up with mine. So that's to delegitimize the presidency. Even though I don't buy into that Russia bullshit, they're trying to delegitimize his presidency the same exact way. An email statement. I would like to apologize for the comments or posts on Facebook that have been found offensive and racist. Just found to be offensive and racist, not actually offensive and racist. This is the leader of the Republicans, actually, that had condemned her. So this is the leader of the House, District 47, Pueblo County. This is who you guys are. When you look at Judy Rehyer, do you say, hell yeah, she represents my interest? She says, the fact of the matter is, I'm not a racist. This country is founded by immigrants, and I embrace all Americans, no matter their walk of life. Diversity is what makes America, America. And in fact, she has diversity in her family. She referred to a photograph from her son's wedding in China, which she included with her statement. So apparently her son married a Chinese wife, a Chinese person. So she's not racist. But she also mentioned that she's going to continue to fight for our farmers and ranchers, who are the very heart and soul of this state. Just like the founding of the U.S., the only people she cares about are the ones that own large encomiendas. And so if you're homeless or poor, she's not going to give a damn about you. So she is a bad person. She's a bad representative. Judy Rehyer does not represent me whatsoever. She will not ask about my opinion about anything. And she would probably do the opposite just because of the kind of person that she is. She hates public education. She says they keep pouring money in. We keep churning out more idiots. She says all liberals are listening to the Saul Alinsky playbook. That's not true at all. But that's what, the Fox News and Friends and Sean Hannity and all them, that's what they say. So she's a ditto head. She don't even think for herself. She's bitching about Muslims. She's like, well, they hate pork, and they hate beer, and they hate bikinis and Jesus and freedom of speech. Judy Rehyer was posting all these things. Judy Rehyer was very excited. She was probably like, hell yeah, look at all the shitty things I'm saying, thinking that she's going to start, a mass movement. The only way she got elected was by appointment. She is not appealable. The people will not vote for her. Judy Rehyer. Judy Rehyer's seat is very much vulnerable, and I predict that the Democrats will take it out of Judy Rehyer's hands because, she's a shitty human being. She's a bad person. There's lots of Hispanic people that live in these districts. So for her to be a racist bigot, for her to sit there and question Obama's birth certificate, even Trump, the leader of the birther movement, backed down on that. And then she's bitching about the statues, talking about changing history. We're going to erase most of the history of our country. Is that what we're doing? So she's defending Confederate statues when Confederates actually stopped the state of Colorado from being formed. The Confederacy is the antithesis of the state of Colorado.